Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'm working with you step by step through each of the ABRSM theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and you can download those in US letter or A4 to accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also access information about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory exam. It's full of hints and tips on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time on exam day. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it all there. If you can give me a like, that would be really fab, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. And now we're going to complete the last questions of the grade 3 sample paper Y. This is the paper that you can download for free from the ABRSM website, and this is a sample paper just to show you what the newly revised exam papers will look like. And so I'm hoping that you've had a crack at this yourself. And so now we're going to have a look at the last question. So if you turn with me to page 4, we'll be looking at question 9. I say it's best to have a go at the paper yourself first of all, because it's always better to learn by your mistakes. It doesn't matter if you go wrong, you're always writing in pencil and you can just rub it out and have another go. You'll learn much more thoroughly that way. And so I'm hoping you've had a crack at this, and now we'll work through this together. So all of the questions on this page will be referring back to this little melody here by Parry. Good old Parry, I've sung a few of his things. And so we'll just get on with it. So then, the key of the melody is F major, they've kindly told us that. And we need to name the degree of the scale of the first note in bar 5. So we're naming this note here. So you can either just count up from F. Remember to count F as number 1, because that's the first degree of your scale. 1, 2, 3. Remember in the treble clef, every good boy deserves a football. 1, 2, 3, F, G, A. So we know it's a third. If you're not terribly convinced about that, you can always just double check and write out your scale here. F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. I know there's B flats, but your key signature will take care of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can see that A is the third there, so you can double check it that way. Now just a general question here, which other key has the same key signature of F major? Now if you've written your circle of fifths out before you even started the paper, you've already done your thinking for this, and you'll be able to see that F major has the same key signature as D minor, and that's B flat. If you're not sure how to do that, I filmed a video tutorial showing you all about the circle of fifths. And you'll find the link to that in the description below and also in the cards. And you'll soon get used to writing these out super quick before you start your exam paper, and then all your information's to hand. So we know that F major has the same key signature as its related minor, which is D minor. So a bit of observation now. We need to name one similarity and one difference between bars 5 and 6. So let's have a look. So bars 5 and bar 6. So straight away you can almost always just guess easily that straight away the rhythm is the same but the pitch is different. So we've got that straight away. However, there are a few other things if you want to just look a little bit deeper. So let's look at a few similarities, even though we could be just finished with that. So we've said that the rhythm is the same, and you can see we've got a 1 beat, 2 half beats, 2 half beats and a 1 beat. So that's pretty obvious. The other thing that we can notice is that the articulation marks are the same. We've got slur, staccato, slur, tenuto. So we could say that the articulation marks are the same. Any of these will be an acceptable answer. And actually, although the pitch isn't the same, we can see that the melodic shape is the same. So we could just say that the general melodic shape is the same. Any one of those will do. I automatically just notice that the rhythm is the same, and it's normally a sure bet to sort of look and see that the rhythm is going to be the same but the pitch will be different. So we can see already straight away the first note, the pitch is different. So that would do, but let's see what else is different about it. So the articulation marks are the same, the general melodic sort of shape is the same, but these dynamics are different. This bar is loud, this bar is only moderately loud. So that is also an acceptable answer because that's different. So that's that. So let's carry on. I'll just click out my pencil. I'm losing a bit of sharpness there. Okay, so answer true or false to this statement. The lower 4 in this time signature, 4/4, means quavers or eighth note beats. That's incorrect. And if you think about your fractions, that means you can see how that says 4 quarters, 4 quarter notes, which is 4 crotchets. And we can see that by just doing a little sort of diagram. Our whole note, or our semibreve, like a whole cake, divides into 2 halves. And so when we've divided into halves, think about your fraction is over 2, and that's why it's called half notes. And so your time signature would be over 2 if you were counting in minim beats or half notes. And then if we divide again, we can see now we've got 4. We divided into quarters, which is why we can call these quarter notes, or crotchets is the classical term. And so your fraction would be over 4, and so that's why your time signature over 4 means quarter notes or crotchet beats. So that is false. To mean quaver beats, we'd have to divide again into 8th notes. So you can see that would be over 8. That would be quaver beats or 8th notes. So that's incorrect. I think we've proved the case. Let's move on. So the first phrase has been marked with a bracket, you can see. And now they're asking us to mark all other phrases the same way. So ordinarily you can just see mathematically we've got 2 full bars, and so it's going to be 2 full bars, 2 full bars, 2 full bars. However, there's one little extra note here, and so we'll include that last note because we can't just have one on its own. So we can just go in 2 bar phrases here. That will work out just right. And then we can go 2 bar phrases here. That works exactly the same. A bit higher here. There we go. However, here we won't just chop this last note off. Musically, that would not be a wise thing. So you do have to use a little bit of creative thinking as well, rather than just maths. And you know the composer's quite within his rights to just extend his phrase a little bit if he chooses to do so. But it wouldn't make sense to just chop one note off. And that's not the beginning of a new phrase. We can see it's just like an ending. We're going 3, 2, 1 to the end there. So we just have to use a little bit of discretion as well, and don't just rely on bare maths. So that's that completed. So let's look at the last question. We're asked to use the blank stave above here, and we need to write out the melody from the beginning of bar 6 to the end of the music, but we need to be an octave lower, so we're changing the pitch, and we're changing from treble to bass, so we're changing pitch by an octave, and we're changing clef to the bass clef. Now this is going to be a little bit inconvenient because we're going from bar 6 to the end, and so it's a bit tricky that we can't sort of keep our music aligned. So you've just got to pay that last little extra bit of attention to make sure you keep in step. So we need 1, 2, 3 and a bit bars. So I'll give myself plenty of space. 1, 2, 3 and a bit bars, and just so you don't get lost, I'm just going to, and just so I don't get lost, just number those bars, because it's really just makes it that little bit more awkward. Okay, so we're going from bar 6. So this here is the G above this G here. So if we drop down an octave, that's where we're going to be writing a pitch for this octave lower, but we now need to put this into the bass clef. So if we use middle C as our reference point now, we need to have the C just above 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 above middle C, now that we've dropped that octave. So if we think, here's middle C, C, D is the space, E, F is the space, G is the line, C, D, E, F, G, and we're in the G 5 above middle C, 1, 3, 5. So that's where we're starting from. So I'm not going to worry about anything else but just getting these note heads in the right place, because there's more than enough to be thinking about, and it's a little bit tricky not being able to stay directly underneath. So now we're going to go down a step. So we're there. And now we're going to go down a third. So we're there. Up a step. And then up a third, so we'll need another ledger line, and we should be back where we started, which we are, so we know we're okay yet. And now we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which should take us to a B. Every good boy, that's correct, and we're on an octave lower, so we should be on the B below middle C, which we are, so that's correct. So there's bar 6 done. Let's move on. So bar 7, we just go down a step, down a third, up a step, down a third, 1, 2, 3, up a step, which should take us to this note, which it does, so that's correct. Up a third, and now down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 5. Okay, so moving on to bar 8, we should be next door note, up a step, up a third, just squish that up a bit, I'm going to be running out of space perhaps. Tidy that up a bit. Up a third again. Let's just try and reference that back, make sure we've gone wrong. So that note should be the same as this note at the end of bar 6, which it is. So yep, we're okay yet. So down a step. Space these a bit further apart because these are now crotchets, not quavers. Down a step, and down a step again, which should take us to an F. Boys, yeah, that's right. So that's it. So now we've done the hard thinking, now we just need to put the stems and beams and things in place. So stem, these are quavers. Use a ruler by all means. These are quavers. Stem. So a group of 4. I think I will use a ruler for this. Group of 2 together, beamed, stem. Now I could go either way with the stem with this, so I'll just keep it going down to match everything else. So stems are all coming down because they're all above that middle line. Glad I put those bar numbers in. So easy to get lost while you're thinking about other things. There we go, etc. And if you want to just go the extra mile, by all means just pop your articulation marks in. Tenuto. Slur, slur, slur. Tenuto. slur, tenuto, 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 rit, and we're beginning F here. And bar 7 we've got a crescendo, diminuendo. There we go. So we've done all we can to justify all those 10 marks. You perhaps don't necessarily have to do all those articulation marks, but if you've got time, why not? So that's the end of that question, and that's the end of that paper. I do hope that's been helpful to you. I hope it's of benefit to your studies. These past papers, all past papers, even the ones in the older format, are an excellent revision resource. I do recommend that you do lots of past papers before you embark on your exam. If you can give me a like, that would be really super, and please do subscribe to my channel. Please also do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource and information that's available to help you there. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.